The winds howled, the floods rose, and on the island of Jamaica, time stood still as one of the most powerful storms in history made landfall. This was not just another hurricane. This was Hurricane Melissa, and what it left behind is a scale of devastation that few could have imagined. On October 28th, 2025, Melissa slammed into Jamaica as a catastrophic Category 5 hurricane, with winds peaking at 185 miles per hour. It was a storm that the World Meteorological Organization has called the storm of the century for Jamaica. So, what happened? And why was this storm so unusually powerful? Melissa made landfall on Jamaica's southwestern coast, hitting communities like St. Elizabeth particularly hard. Eyewitness accounts describe a sound like a roaring lion as the storm tore roofs from buildings and submerged entire communities underwater. The sheer power of the storm proved too much for much of the island's infrastructure. Prime Minister Andrew Holness acknowledged that no infrastructure in the region was built to withstand a Category 5 hurricane. We've seen reports of major damage to roads, bridges, and even critical facilities like hospitals, with at least 4 having sustained significant damage. The storm has also caused widespread power outages, leaving more than 500,000 people in the dark. While the full extent of the tragedy is still unfolding, Melissa has tragically claimed lives not just in Jamaica, but also in Haiti and the Dominican Republic. The storm forced over 15,000 Jamaicans to evacuate to temporary shelters, with rescue efforts challenged by the dangerous conditions. The scale of the displacement has led to Prime Minister Holness declaring the island a disaster area. But amidst the chaos, there are incredible stories of human resilience. We heard one report of an obstetrician guiding a couple through an emergency birth over the radio. And in Kingston, officials even had to warn residents to be on the lookout for crocodiles displaced from their habitats by the floods. The international community is mobilizing, and organizations like the Red Cross and the World Food Program are preparing a massive relief effort. But the road to recovery will be long, and the people of Jamaica will need all the support they can get. We've included links in the description to verified organizations where you can donate. The sheer ferocity of Melissa has once again raised a critical question. What role does climate change play in fueling these monster storms? Scientists point to unusually warm ocean temperatures in the Caribbean as a key factor in Melissa's rapid intensification. Just as we've seen with other record-breaking storms, a warmer climate is creating the perfect conditions for hurricanes to become stronger and intensify faster. For the Caribbean, this is not a theoretical problem. It is a crisis they are facing right now. As a result, leaders in the region have renewed their calls for climate reparations and debt relief from wealthier nations, nations whose higher emissions have historically contributed most to the climate crisis. The story of Melissa is a tragic illustration of how the world's most vulnerable communities are bearing the heaviest burden of climate change.